So we've got an update on Jonathan Majors' recent legal problems. Jonathan Majors, of course, is the actor who played Dame in Creed 3 and who played Kang the Conqueror and He Who Remains in the MCU and will be playing Kang the Conqueror's variant in the upcoming movies, or so we think. So this is from the Hollywood Reporter. It says here Jonathan Majors appears virtually in court as DA updates complaint. So that's interesting. The DA's district attorney, a New York judge says Majors must continue to abide by the full stay away order for protection, which includes no contact with the woman who accused him of harassment and assault. So if you remember, if you've been following the story, I have done a couple of videos on it. That woman basically sent him text messages saying that, I'm sorry this happened. I'll tell him that you didn't do anything. And some people took those messages and thought that it was worse, that it actually made him look worse, almost like an abuse victim, while others were looking at it like it was legit. Unfortunately, we don't know yet. We do not know yet. Now, says here, Jonathan Majors appeared virtually, and actually, we should listen to it. Let's go ahead and listen to this, and then I'll give my thoughts that we go through. That way we don't have to read the article, we can just listen to it. I have no problem reading, but it's probably going to be easier if we just listen. So let's go ahead and listen, then I will give my thoughts periodically.
Jonathan Majors appears virtually in court as DA updates complaint. A New York judge says Majors must continue to abide by the full stay-away order for protection, which includes no contact with the woman who accused him of harassment and assault. Jonathan Majors appeared virtually in New York criminal court on Tuesday for a status conference.
By the way, y'all, I love this feature. This is a great feature because you can put your phone in your pocket with some headphones on and listen to it. Maybe you're doing that with me right now. And it just saves a lot of time.
In connection with assault and harassment charges as the DA introduced new details in the complaint, which the actor's attorney alleged was part of a witch hunt against Majors. The Marvel actor was arrested on March 25 in New York after police responded to a 911 call in Chelsea. Police said a 30-year-old woman alleged she had been assaulted by the actor and had sustained minor injuries to her head and neck.
See, that's weird because I guess she called the cops, but then she wants to go and say, oh, no, I want everything to be okay. It's weird, man. This is a weird story. And like I mentioned before, Marvel has not yet announced that he's dropped from playing Kang. I'm sure they're probably working on coming up with a backup plan just in case, this gets really serious and the allegations are true. And he really did do these crimes and there's no doubt evidence of it. If that happens, then this is going to turn wild. It's going to turn wild. But that has not happened yet. And I think Marvel's going to wait until we know for sure what's going to happen with him. Let's keep going.
Priya Chaudhry, Majors' criminal defense lawyer, has denied any wrongdoing on the part of her client and says he was the one who called 911 because he was concerned about the woman's mental health. The actor, who was released from police custody.
So his attorney says that he called 911. They should have a record of that because they record everything. So we're going to find out whenever that comes out, if it ever does, if he's the one that called or if she's the one that called.
Later in the day on March 25, faces misdemeanor charges of assault and aggravated harassment. Since the alleged incident, a judge granted a full temporary order of protection for the woman involved in the case. The order was requested by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office and...
By the way, that's a good thing to talk about real quick. She does have an order of protection on her so he can't get near her, but she did not order that. An order of protection is kind of like a restraining order. She wasn't the one that ordered that, the DA did. And that's usually standard practice when it's a situation, when it's battery or assault or something like that. It's common for the DAs or even just the judge to order a order of protection. This is nothing new. You can always get one yourself, but just to note, she did not order this. So people might get the wrong idea and read titles instead of reading the articles. If she ordered this, then there's definitely some shady going on because that means she's legitimately afraid of him. But because it was the DA, I'm willing to bet that that changes things, because maybe she didn't want to order one. Maybe she's not afraid of it. Maybe he was right. Like, that's the thing about this case, man, is people are already putting this man away without us knowing anything about what really happened. He hasn't even, like, done anything. But let's keep going, because this is going to lead to him showing up virtually in court. So I guess it was done through like a web portal. Like, it was done like remotely. Like, he did it from home or whatever, or from wherever he's at, instead of actually showing up in court. Which is interesting, because sometimes they make you actually physically show up in court. But maybe, I'm not an expert at this. Maybe after COVID they changed the rules. I'm not really sure.
Granted with the consent of defense counsel. At Tuesday's hearing, Judge Rachel S. Pauley informed Majors he must continue to abide by the full stay-away order for protection, which includes no contact with the individual.
That makes sense.
At the time of the original order for protection, Chaudhry said the judge's move was standard in cases such as this, and we consented because Mr. Majors wants nothing to do with the woman who assaulted him.
See, that's what I'm saying, that his attorney said straight up, like, yeah, we'll accept it. We're not going to talk to her. She's crazy. I mean, he didn't say that, but when he says that she wants nothing to do with her, like, that's basically him saying that she's crazy. So I wonder what really happened, man. I do wonder.
Majors appeared virtually Tuesday, shown on a television screen in court wearing a beige dress shirt, pictured against a white background. He did not speak other than responding affirmatively to the judge's prompts.
I'm sure his attorney will probably speak for him. Like, he does not, technically, I don't believe he has to talk unless we're actually in a trial, or if the judge straight up asks him, but usually his attorney will speak. I'm pretty sure in these situations, the lawyer will talk for you.
The counts and charges have remained the same, but new complaint language from the district attorney indicates the woman also allegedly experienced injury to her right arm and was pushed into a car by Majors, in addition to the previously reported laceration to her right ear and finger. The complaint no longer includes reports of bruising and injury to the neck. During the hearing, the defense team said they needed to review additional material with Majors.
See, this really sounds. Look, I'm not making a conclusion yet, but it really, the moves they're making and the choices that they're making and what's going on, it sounds like the DA is really trying to nail his ass, but the defense lawyer kind of knows it. And I know it's their job to do that, but I feel like that's what's happening here. I mean, that's their job, but like, I feel like that is. It's almost like they're sort of trying to make it worse. A lot of this is standard procedure, but still, like, I'm getting weird vibes from this. I don't know about y'all. Leave a comment down below if you would. Tell me what you think, and leave a like as well if you're stopping by here on World of Geekdom. We talk about nerd stuff here on this channel, so I appreciate you for coming.
In a statement sent after the hearing, Chaudhry said the woman involved was lying about the alleged incident and that Majors' defense team had additional video to back up that claim. Chaudhry's team had previously released video and texts between the woman and Majors.
We know about the text, but I didn't hear anything about the video. I have not seen the video. If you've seen the video, please leave a comment down below and link it and let me know, or at least leave a comment and tell me what to search for. I can always find it on my own. Let me know if you can find that for me, because I could always look for it after this video's done recording, but I didn't even know. It might not even be public yet. It might just be a court thing.
Chaudhry also claimed the treatment of Majors by the police and the criminal justice is an example of racial bias. This is a witch hunt against.
Oh, wow. So they're using the race card. Now, I wasn't really sure if they were going to use the race card here, but it looks like they are using the race card, which again, I'm not saying that cops were and were not racist, but I oftentimes think that sometimes the race card is used as like a get out of jail free card. And I know it sounds a lot literally, but like, I feel like it's been used I've heard the people use the race card going all the way back to like O.J. Simpson trial. Like, this is nothing new. And Johnny Cochran was a pro at doing this. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Jonathan Majors, driven by baseless claims. Instead of dismissing the allegations in the face of the woman's clear lies, the DA has adjusted the charges to match the woman's new lies. To be clear, there are no new charges against Mr. Majors, Chaudhry said. In April, Majors was dropped by his management company.
Yeah, that we talked about that he was getting dropped from a lot of different companies. But again, that does not mean that he's guilty. That just means they don't want anything to do with him right now. They could always bring him back. They could always work it out with him. That's something they're doing to avoid the negative press they might get, or to avoid the Twitter mobs that are going to harass them for not firing him, because we know the Twitter mobs love to see big stars go down, or even not so big stars. They love it. It's like breathing clean air for them.
Entertainment 360 and Public Relations Team, the lead company. A day after his arrest, a representative of the Army Enterprise Marketing Office said that a U.S. Army ad campaign featuring Majors had been paused.
Yep.
Majors is currently scheduled to appear in court in person on June 13th.
So I guess June 13th will be the day that we follow up with
Robin
this.
Griggs, another world actress, dies at 49.
Wait, yeah, it's a different story. Yeah, rest in peace, Robin Griggs, for sure. But what I was gonna say was, yeah, I guess June 13th will be the next big story on Majors. I'm sure I'll cover it. I'm sure it'll be out there at some point. What do you think? Let me know down below, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Take care.